with a recap of what we talked about in the previous engagement. Can I have some recaps from you? Let's get reminded of what we covered last time before we continue. Anyone to remind us? Joel, did you attend the last engagement?
Yes. We talked about the demand for labor.
Okay. Thank you. Another one? What else? We have here labor productivity from Ashanat in the chat. Thank you. Thank you, Ashanat. We talked about labor productivity. Who can remind us what labor productivity is? Yes, anyone to remind us what labor productivity is? Pascoyo, sorry. Alvin, can you tell us something about labor productivity?
Yes.
Go on.
I didn't hear your question properly.
Oh, talk about labor productivity briefly.
Okay, labor product. It is like the amount of output produced per unit of labor employed in a given period. The amount, yes.
Thank you. Lamla, you wanna say something about labor productivity?
No.
All right. So we said that labor productivity involves the amount of output a unit of labor can produce in a given period of time. So you consider three basic concepts. One is a unit of labor. It has to be 1 unit of labor. Then you consider the quantity and the period of time, how much that unit of labor has produced in which period of time. So you consider those three concepts as you're defining your labor productivity. We looked at some questions for calculating labor productivity, and I think we left out one unsolved and you were supposed to solve it. So can we have the answers for that question? Let me first share the question again. I hope everyone can see my screen well. Can I get some responses?
Yes, madam.
Right. So actually we answered the first question. So now we are looking at the second one. Let me have someone read for us the second question on our screen. Elijah, can you read for us what you're seeing on your screen?
The workers in your company produced $25,000 worth of products this month, spending a total of 1,000 man-hours to do it. What is your company's labor productivity for the month? Suppose a manager wants to calculate the productivity of all the employees at their company. The manager calculates that the company had an output of 30,000 units last month. Input was 3,000 hours of labor. Calculate the labor productivity.
Thank you, Elijah. He has read both questions, but we are tampering the second question. So our question is asking us for labor productivity, and it reads, suppose a manager wants to calculate the productivity of all the employees at their company. The manager calculates that the company had an output of 30,000 units last month, while its input was 3,000 hours of labor. Calculate the labor productivity. Can we have someone remind us the method, the formula for calculating labor productivity? Formula for calculating labor productivity. What did we say was our formula? Noah, your mic is unmuted. You want to say something?
Labor productivity is equals to total output divided by number of workers.
Okay, thank you. Any other? Alvin, was that our formula for labor productivity?
I don't really remember the formula.
Okay. So according to the question we have, they have given us the output, the total number of output, and we also have the total number of hours that has been taken by a certain group of labor. So we said that to get the labor productivity, first of all, we are going to divide from our question, we are going to divide the 30,000 divide by the 3,000 to make sure that we get the labor productivity. So we are getting the total output over the input or over the 3,000. So can I get someone calculate for us that and give us the answer? You calculate from your book, wherever you are, then you just give us the answer.
The answer is 10.
Okay, thank you. Anyone with a different answer? Have we all gotten the same answer?
Yes.
Or others have not calculated? Okay.
Excuse me,
now,
teacher.
Okay,
Excuse me, teacher.
please
Excuse
go
me.
ahead.
Okay, on the labor productivity, do we put units?
After getting your answer,
Do you put units?
it depends on the question, but you can just leave it as it is. Because remember, we said labor productivity is actually asking for a single unit of labor. So it's like your 5 workers producing certain amount of goods in a given period of time. So when they ask you for labor productivity, they are asking you for the amount of commodities you can produce as an individual. So for example, from our question, those ones that have not muted their mics, please do. I'm getting some echoes here. If you're not talking, mute your mic. You will unmute when you're talking. Now, for example, in our question here, they are giving us 30,000 units as the total output for. Mute your mics, please. So when you're writing the answer, you look at the total amount of goods you have. For example, here we have 30,000 and there is that word units. So if you're answering labor productivity, remember we mean the amount of output an individual can produce. So if 3,000 so one person will produce 10 units. So you just include what you have on your total amount of commodities. In question 1, we had 25,000 with a dollar sign. So you're giving your answer, you also include that dollar sign. So it depends on the unit you have on the total amount, because labor productivity is that amount that 1 unit of labor can produce. If they give you 5 people can produce 100 cakes, then on your answer for labor productivity, you will include cakes. If they give you, they produce this and they include vehicles, even on your answer, you will have vehicles, but normally they use units, and thereafter you will have the word unit on your answer. Joel, yeah? All right. So I want us to look at to watch this video. Let me share the screen. You're going to watch the video and then we shall share what we have learned from that video.
Hi, welcome to Education Leaves. In this video, I have discussed different factors affecting productivity. This video is part 2 of the production chapter. In part 1, I have discussed what is productivity, how to calculate productivity, and purpose of increasing productivity. Check that video in the I button. Let's start the video. Factors affecting productivity. There are many factors affecting the productivity. First one is 1. Human resources. The general level of education is important for workers. To operate a computer and other electronic equipment, educated employees are needed. Only payment is not enough. They need to have good and safe working conditions to perform better. 2. Product design. Through better product design, unnecessary parts can be eliminated. By this way, uses of material can be reduced. With that, cost of labor, equipment, etc. are also reduced. This will allow to lowering the price of the product and make it more affordable for the customers. The role of research and development is vital for effective product design. If you want to know more about product design, I will provide the video in description and I button. Let's move on to number 3, technology and capital investment. One of the major factors in continuing the productivity improvement is the technology and capital investment. New technology depends on the research and development department. To apply new technology, investment in the latest machinery and equipment is very important. For machinery and equipment, machines, conveyors, robots all are important factor in productivity. Computer-aided design and CNC have become an essential ingredient in productivity improvement. It helps to make complicated parts very easily. And the proper layout of the plant and machinery is very important to increase productivity. It reduces the material handling cost, reduces the rest time, thus improve productivity. 5. Skill and effectiveness of the worker. A trained worker can do the same job in a much shorter time than a regular worker. However, even well-trained employees must be motivated to be productive. 6. Production volume. If the volume of output to be increased, the number of direct workers and few indirect workers need to be increased. But there would probably not be needed for more number of engineers, research scientists, headquarters staff. So the increase in production volume increases productivity. 7. Government regulation. The government can eliminate unneeded regulations and make a cost-benefit analysis to determine necessary regulations such as health and safety. More rules and regulations make the process complicated. Its effects negatively on productivity. If you want to read in detail or download PDFs, read through the link in the description. Like the video, Hi, welcome to Education.
All right, can we share what we've learned from the video? Fatima? Whoever is talking, the network is not clear. Philip? Trisha, can you share with us what you've learned from the video?
Yes, madam, you have just joined. I've not surpassed the video.
Oh, you've just joined. It's okay. Joel, you've been around. Share with us what you've learned. You unmute your mic.
Oh, we have looked at
Mute your mic.
the 6th part, the production volume. The production volume.
Okay, there are some answers here in the chat. Bruno is telling us production volume. You can continue writing your ideas in the chat as I look for the host to mute these people that are shouting for us in the background. Okay. We look at these answers you have in the chat. Thanks to whoever that put forward the answer. So the video is specifically looking at the factors affecting the productivity, labor productivity. So it's what we are looking at now. And the first point here we have technology and capital investment. We have production volume. We have machinery and equipment, human resource, tools and effectiveness of workers, production design, government regulation. Actually, you've covered everything, almost all the factors. Thank you. So now we briefly explain a few of them. As an example, we'll be able to explain others. So here we have the first point as working conditions. So remember, labor productivity, we look at the quantity of output a unit of labor can produce. So if the working conditions are well, if they are good, it means that the workers will be in position to produce a lot of commodities. Therefore, the productivity will be high. But if the working conditions, excuse me, if the working conditions are very poor, then the workers will not be motivated to produce more goods, leading to low productivity. Low productivity. Oh, my battery is low yet I don't have power here. So the other point you can look at is level of experience. You look at those people that are experienced. They can actually work for longer hours and they can produce more commodities. So they are more efficient and that will lead to high productivity. But if your level of experience is very low, the level of productivity will also be low. Apart from what you've seen, there is also government regulation. So if the regulations for the government favor the production, then the productivity will be very high. But if there are very many regulations that are actually restricting producers, it will hinder their production and therefore leading to low productivity. The other
Members, I think our battery has got done.
Fatuma and Caleb.
I guess we should call teacher. Hello, Priscilla. Hello?
Okay, what next?
Hello, Priscilla. This is Joel. Hello?
Hello, guys.
Yes, please.
I think teacher complete has blacked out. I think we should have to reorganize for the rest. So I'm going to contact her right now and see what's next. So for a meantime, could you share your contact?
Master, your network is power, not getting you well.
Hello, Priscilla. Hello?
Chat. Did
Excuse me, I don't know what is happening. Is the class going on? What are you on?
Nothing is going on.
Yo, the teacher's network. Manual. But of the laptop, I don't have power.
Okay.
Hi. Then blacked out. So I was requesting you if you could share your contacts in the chat. I could take note of them, and we shall be communicating on the due course in the meantime.
Excuse me, sir. What's his name? Pasco, Mr. Pasco.
Yes, yes. Yes, if you could talk to me.
Is it fine if I send my number through the WhatsApp chat? Because my chat this side doesn't work.
just indicate, then we shall take note of it.
Ni Mungu. Tase add my number
Add your number where?
in the chat.
You type it, like type it in the chat.
It doesn't work. That's draw to send.
Okay. Is it the same number using on the chat?
Yeah, it's the same.
Okay.
Sorry, Amanda, sorry about that. The teacher's battery got finished and she can't proceed. Let's please provide in our phone numbers so that we can be called when the next lesson is on.